Thank you for being here and part of this series. Again, it's been my strong desire to let people know what's unique about macrobiotics and to create a library. And the next one, I think you'll find very, very interesting. It's why you haven't heard about this. In other words, why you haven't heard about macrobiotics, why it's not out there more. And so I have some very practical reasons, but also a lot of stories of what happened back in the 60s that is still affecting macrobiotics now. A lot of these things I think very, very few people really know about. So I'd like to share those. And then the final one that's scheduled is what's unique about SHI macrobiotics. Okay. So on to the topic. In the beginning, some 2,500 years ago, the time of Hippocrates, Eastern and Western medicine were not that different. Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So food was a part of Western medicine originally. But from that point of division, bifurcation, things have gone in very different directions. And I've been able to see the changes in medicine throughout my life because, when I was a kid, doctors still based their treatment on experience and intuition, and that's pretty much gone now. So basically, modern medicine has been reduced to a war on sickness, how to eradicate sickness. We launched the war on cancer, war on heart disease, war on diabetes, but the bottom line is, since we've had these wars on various diseases, have they gotten better or worse? Well, the answer is they continue to get worse because, again, when I was a kid, cancer was more of a disease of old age, as was heart disease. And now these are diseases of children, as diabetes and many other um, degenerative illnesses. So modern medicine, as you know, doesn't address diet and lifestyle. In most cases, they negate it. They say, no, eat whatever you want to. It's really not relevant. So they're not drawing on the vast research that shows the power and importance of diet and lifestyle, but they're just basically relying on the tools that are available now. So even though at the time of Hippocrates, modern medicine started out as an intellectual concept. It was based on different concepts, whether they were accurate or not. Like germ theory is not really the point, but they were based on concepts. Then, of course, the emotion, the caring part of helping people. But over time, modern medicine has been reduced to protocol. This is what you do for this problem, for this symptom, etc., which means it's become completely mechanical. There's really not a life to it in the same sense that there was, and even the time when I was growing up. And the point is, the more we try to eradicate sickness, the more we promote it, or this is what we've experienced. So that approach doesn't help. So the question is, you can't achieve health through eradicating sickness. For example, antibiotics don't discriminate between healthy and unhealthy bacteria, they destroy them both. So when we're trying to destroy sickness, we're destroying health with it at the same time. And this is a huge problem because you can't create health through focusing on or trying to destroy sickness, which means so modern medicine has as its tools, it has drugs and chemical medications, chemotherapy. It has surgery and it has radiation. And all of these are potentially from mildly to very seriously harmful. And some of the things that are used, to try to help cancer and actually cause cancer, they're actually carcinogenic. Okay. Now, modern medicine does have some good sides. So I'm doing the negative first. And I don't mean to, once I was in Finland a long time ago in the 80s, and I'm giving a seminar. And I did this really broad-sided attack on modern medicine. And in the break, this woman comes up. She looked like a farmer in her overalls, and she said to me, "If you look for trouble, you get it. You might want to be a little bit more gentle in your critique of modern medicine." And it's one of those things, when you hear it, you're hearing true words. And I thanked her, and I've always taken it to heart. So I don't mean to be so harsh. I'm just trying to bring out certain points. Okay. So macrobiotics, on the other hand, is a lifestyle. And even though there's emphasis on a diet, the diet is within the overall lifestyle, which is an orderly lifestyle or an orderly approach, a structured approach to life. And the diet comes through that. So in macrobiotics, of course, if we're having a healthy and diet and lifestyle, then we're concerned about prevention of illness. And in most cases, this is what we get. We're also considering, since it's a lifestyle, the whole person, their physical health, their emotional health, their spiritual health, their relationships, etc., everything together. It's part of it. So macrobiotics' greatest asset is that it's an educational system. Macrobiotic medicine is education itself. And that's what you need, because it's self-education, it's family education, it's education for others. And that education is all embracing and all encompassing. And that's the greatest part of so-called macrobiotic medicine. Although there's, great values to the actual medicine part, which I didn't really want to focus on. The next thing about macrobiotics is that it's about health. It's not about sickness. I'm a macrobiotic counselor. I've been doing this nearly 50 years. I've seen most problems that can't be helped by Western medicine. I've seen a lot of problems a few doctors have seen. And I don't know much about sickness. I really, really don't. And I don't want to know too much about it. I just want to know some broad strokes. Basically, what is it? I don't want to know too many details because I want to focus on health. What creates health? Understanding what caused that sickness, that illness, that problem, whatever it is, and how to help the person move towards health again. The only way to achieve real and lasting health is to focus on health. That's the only way. So hatred breeds hatred, violence breeds violence, love breeds love, health breeds health. That's what it is with everything. We get healthy by focusing on health. And that's the uniqueness of macrobiotics, how to create personal, social, and environmental health, planetary health. Okay. The next thing that's unique about macrobiotics is what we do for ourselves, we do for others. In other words, when we make an effort to eat naturally processed organic foods, we support an industry. We support local farmers. We, support environmentally safe and beneficial practices. When we take care of ourselves, we're not a burden to our family or society. I mean, I see a lot of people with serious health problems. Some are successful, some are not. But I see the effect on the families, on their spouse, on their children, on the extended family. When we're sick, then we affect many people that we're conscious of or unconscious of. So when we're healthy, whether they notice or not, we're also benefiting many people. In the same way, health breeds health. Healthy people always want to share health with others. It's almost a problem because people think we're proselytizing. People think we're, judgmental, we're pushing. Because when you know about diet and a healthy lifestyle, then you want to give it to other people, no matter who it is. So then we start to tell and encourage. Wouldn't you like to be healthy? This is how you can do it. Sometimes it gets pushy or too much. But the point I'm trying to make is health craves health. Healthy people want to share their health with as many people as possible. Healthy people take better care of their pets. I mean, so we have two cats, and they're really Susan's cats. And she spends a lot of time and effort researching which food, what, exactly how's the best way to care and nourish and nurture these cats. And I say to them all the time, you chose well. You couldn't have chosen a better family because healthy people want not only others to be healthy, but everyone around them, including animals themselves. Plus, healthy people want to see a healthy environment and planet. They don't want to pollute, they don't want to poison, they don't want to destroy. It's exactly the opposite. So, the point I'm trying to make, macrobiotics is a system of education, it's an orderly approach to life. The diet and lifestyle practices support individuals, families, societies, and the planet. So, I mean, doesn't get better than that. Then, what is my goal? Personal goal as a macrobiotic counselor. I have three stages to my goal. The first part of the goal is to help my client recover their health and to do what I can do to help them recover in the best way and to use all the tools and understanding I've gathered over these 50 some years of macrobiotic practice and to draw on and also using 9Q Oriental astrology, my understanding of energetics as part of that. The second part is to encourage them to become my student, to read our book, The Ultimate Guide to Eating for Longevity, to attend webinars and courses through SHI, and to take other steps through other teachers and um, counselors to educate themselves. Because people that create lasting health on macrobiotics, there's a couple things that are common. Number one, they're active participants. They make every effort to do it for themselves. The second thing is they take the time to understand what they need to do in order to create their health. Those two things, self responsibility and self education, go hand in hand, and that's essential. I've seen a lot of people who are successful and a lot who are not. And the people who are successful always do those two things. They take an active role in creating their own health, and then they take the time to find out how to create that health. The other thing, and then they create the support system around it to support their lifestyle. Okay. So, first is to help you recover as my client. Second is to become my student or a student of macrobiotics, a student of life itself. The third, though, is the most important, to become my friend. Becoming my friend means sharing the same dream, the dream of a healthy, happy, peaceful world. In other words, to help others. When I met Michio and I heard him speak, it changed my life. Okay, that's it. Hands down. I knew what I wanted to do. And as I got to know Michio better, one day he said to me, and he said it more than once, teaching and counseling, teaching and helping others are the happiest things. And I found that to be 100% true and a guiding life. There's nothing happier, or there's nothing that I found that's happier than trying to give something to someone and they use it and it works and they become healthy and happy. There's nothing better than that. So the third part, and it's my goal with every person I meet, every person, it's always in my mind to become my friend and to share this dream and to spread it to others. And it's always my goal to meet people who have a larger sphere of influence so they can help people in a bigger way. Okay. Um, then, is macrobiotics against modern medicine? And the answer is emphatically no. When medical treatments can help, I wholeheartedly recommend people do them. When they can't help, then we have to see what is the degree, of help there against the potential harm. And one of my criticisms about modern medicines, often they recommend treatments whether they can help or not. And when they can't, they often usually do more harm than good. So in that case, I do have an issue. But In principle, I recommend, for a lot of people, if there's a treatment that can help you, just go take it. If that's your choice, and if you want to do it yourself, that's fine too. That's not for me to say. But what I can say is this: there is no conflict between macrobiotics and modern medicine. My long time observation is that people that practice macrobiotics have much better results from their medical treatment. In other words, macrobiotics makes medical treatment more effective. And second, people that have surgeries heal in half the time, literally. I'm talking about people who've had hip replacements, knee replacements, hernias, all kinds of surgeries. Whatever type of surgery people have had, they heal in roughly half the time and with far, far less pain than other people not practicing macrobiotics, which means they need to rely on pain medications far, far less and use more mild, non addictive pain medications for a short time. So, this is a huge benefit of macrobiotics. And I mentioned this to some of my MD friends, and they agreed wholeheartedly with both of those points. That's their experience as well. Okay. Then, where does modern medicine excel? Well, their diagnosis is very, very refined for certain things. There's certain deep problems in macrobiotics, reproductive problems, very deep problems in the nervous system that even an experienced diagnostician is not the easiest thing to see. Modern medicine can see that. Trauma, as accidents, modern medicine excels. I mean, they're absolutely wonderful. But there's another point when modern medicine, get this straight, modern medicine is very important, and that is buying time. Macrobiotics takes time. Let's say you come to me, you have a problem, I know it can be helped. However, it takes 10 days to change your blood plasma, it takes 4 months to change your blood once. You might need, you know, really 3 to 4 months to really stem the tide of what you have, and you might not have that time. In that case, modern medicine is absolutely wonderful to give you time to get up and running on with your macrobiotic practice and to improve your health enough where you can start to take over naturally and then diminish the medical treatment. So they're the areas that I can think of. Okay, can we merge macrobiotics and modern medicine? And the answer is, it's been my goal for a long time. Some of you know about Anthony Sotolaro, the MD I helped back in the late 70s, early 80s, the president of Methodist Hospital, had terminal prostate cancer. And he went on to write Recalled by Life. And the beginning of our troubles together started with, he said, I want macrobiotics to be a division of Methodist Hospital, like cardiology, oncology don't have macrobiotics, not a division. And he wanted to set up a study house and to put this in effect. And I said, that's great, Tony. However, macrobiotics is the umbrella, it's all encompassing. So a better picture is macrobiotics, the umbrella, then modern medicine, oncology, cardiology, etc., come within macrobiotics. Well, it wasn't the right thing to say. He never forgave me for saying that. Okay. However, I stand by it. It's true because macrobiotics is about life itself. It's creating a healthy direction for ourselves, for others, for everyone. And then we have many tools. We have macrobiotic medicine, macrobiotic diagnosis, we have cooking, we have shiatsu, we have acupuncture, we have cardiology, we have all these things. And they're all possible to work together in concert. But since macrobiotics is about health, it can get everything moving towards health for the benefit of everyone. Then, I've known Colin Campbell for a long time, and he wrote the forward to our book. And we had a meeting years back. And I thought a lot about the meeting. And what I went to the meeting with this idea macrobiotics is about human experience and understanding over 10,000 years. It's about history and our understanding and interpretation of that history. Medicine and science have the ability to focus and refine what's already been done and works. And if we combine those two together, we can really create a new medicine for the future. And that's really my goal, um, you know, with macrobiotics. And Colin Campbell loved that idea. I mean, it kind of resonated because he's a man of science with common sense, and he understands the value of what's been done before, what's worked for hundreds and thousands of years. So we're not there yet, where we have mutual understanding and respect between macrobiotics and modern medicine. However, it is my hope that in the not too distant future, that this merger, this marriage can start to take place because we both have, each side has so much to offer the other, and it's only through combining both. After all, George Osawa really was not about health, he was about world peace through merging East and West, bringing the best qualities of the East and West together, but the spirituality of the East guiding the West. That was really what the essence of George Osawa's teachings. So, to carry on that original idea from George Osawa to merge macrobiotics, human history, and understanding with modern medicine to create something truly unique. So, hopefully, we can move on to that at some point. So, I'll get on to pre submitted questions. The first one, though, what are specific examples of and concepts of what specifically changed in macrobiotics from a few decades ago, and why the effects the effects of it, why and the effects of it? That's the topic of the final webinar. What's unique about SHI macrobiotics? So I will address that in detail in the final webinar in January. The one, what are specific examples of health conditions and medications, how they complement each other? Um, I basically just answered that about macrobiotics makes medical treatments work better. Okay, there's a question about salt, which is not really related to this, but the salt we like, and I've answered this many times before, is SI salt. It's the Mexican Mexican sea salt. It's a white unrefined sea salt, twice washed in evaporated seawater. The reason we recommend that is good salt has two qualifications. Number one, when you taste it, put some on your tongue, the first taste is sweet before you taste salty. Second, the taste is soft and not hard. SI salt complies very well with both. Both the first taste is sweet and it's soft. It's not a harsh salt, which means it can be absorbed more easily. So we use salt sparingly in macrobiotics, but in cooking or in pickling. So it combines with the food well, so it can be absorbed without causing high blood pressure, hardness, and other problems. Okay. This question is a very important one. If I just listen to my body, then I eat what tastes really good to me, but after the cancer, I don't trust myself. Now, balance perpetuates itself, and so does imbalance. Once we start to get imbalance, we start to crave the most harmful foods more and more all the time. That's how we get sick. So we can't rely on our taste or what we find enjoyable and satisfying unless we create a new balance towards health, which is what our approach to macrobiotics is about. And I'll talk about it in the last webinar, and it's also our book, The Ultimate Guide to Eating for Longevity. Really, this is the go-to book for healthy eating, lifestyle, and delicious healthy cooking. But a lot of it is about how to create a balance that leads to further balance. So when our health is imbalanced or we're in a state of sickness, what we crave, we can't rely on. We don't crave, we crave our worst foods. That's my long time observation. Then for everyone, I see so many people online, they ask questions in different macrobiotic social groups about serious health problems. And I get very upset by it because if you have a serious health problem, please seek the guidance of an experienced, qualified macrobiotic counselor. Free advice can actually be the most expensive because in some cases you can pay with your life. And I've seen it more than once. People following bad advice online, trying to reach out to me when I could no longer help them. So at the earliest stage possible, don't do what I do, wait too long for my skin cancer. At the earliest stage possible, get qualified help. That's by far the best thing to do and also the cheapest. Okay, how do we get sufficient calcium from our food? I have a blog, SHI has a blog. We spent a lot of time on those blogs and done a detailed one on calcium. So please, I think it's in my blog. It'll be much more information, accurate information you could depend on than I could just say here. And then Hacho miso, a special type of soybean meat. It's not a matter of season. It's a very strong miso that we use for certain weak and yin conditions for a period of time. We don't use it much. I can't remember the last time I used Hacho miso. But if you need Hacho miso, it can be used in any season. Best food to eat to live to 100. Let's practice SHI, macrobiotics, and eat less when you're young before 60, because the one most valid, practical, scientific research ever done was calorie restriction leads to longevity. Okay. And like in Okinawa, one of the places, the so-called blue zones where they have great longevity, they're saying is hara hachibunme. In other words, only eat to 80% of your fullness. And in macrobiotics, if you don't eat after dinner, every night you have a 12-hour fast. And not eating after dinner, healthy food finishes by 8. Don't eat till breakfast the next day. And if you skip breakfast 2-3 times a week, then you have 12 hours. So you have intermittent fasting. So it's the best practice towards health. And the rest just follow in a very, very relaxed way, SHI macrobiotics. So I hope this has been helpful. I enjoy doing these things. I hope to see you at the next one. I think you'll find it very, very interesting because I have a lot of stories to share of some famous people, things that have been passed on to me throughout the years of why you haven't heard about this. So thank you very much for being here. And I thank Tehran for organizing this again. And hope to see you next time at other events. Thank you.